I'm bored. It's cold. I don't have any ideas for videos. I lost my Joy-Cons. This is getting painful. Hey. What? You should make a Christmas video. That's perfect! Why didn't I think of that? Look, someone's coming. I have an idea. What is this? It's a Christmas miracle. Open it. Oh, wow. What a surprise. I am moving towards the box and undoing the ribbon on the box. What could be inside? It's me. Hi, I'm the present. What? Everybody loves the holiday season. It's a time to spread happiness, a time to be with your loved ones, and a time for Spotify Wrapped, which is slightly more important than those other two things. So I wanted to take this opportunity to go over this year's Wrapped and talk about the general state of rock music in 2025. Everybody ready? Are you still talking to me? Of course I am. Okay, because it kind of seems like you're not. Yeah, well, maybe you should be more grateful of this wonderful Christmas miracle that I am delivering to you. Okay, now let's get started. Spotify Wrapped has always been pretty good, even with all the ridiculous genre names and AI-generated podcasts that have come about recently. I thought the flashy visuals and the hype surrounding it always helped it to hold its own, and having your elitist music mindset validated is always a good time. With all that said, I was surprised by how much I enjoyed this year's Wrapped. We'll get to the specifics in a minute, but there were lots of fun additions that I wasn't expecting them to do. I also really liked the visual style this time around. Usually they do some flashy colors on a black background, so I was kind of surprised when they went for a stark white instead. Maybe it's more of a creamy white. It doesn't matter in the slightest, but it made Wrapped more interesting for me at least. So those are my overall thoughts on this year's Wrapped. Now it's time for me to show you guys my personal stats and my very real live reaction to it. Buckle up, cause we're in for a crazy ride. Or just stay sitting down, that's fine too. Age is just a number, right you are, so don't take this personally. That doesn't sound great. 76? 76? I am shocked. I am not 76 years of age. This is a cool feature and one that's been implemented in at least a couple of other places before, but why is it so inaccurate? In order for me to have the listening habits of a 76-year-old, I would have to listen to music primarily from the late 1940s, which I do not. The only possible explanation I can conceive for this is that most people develop their music tastes in their teens, right? So if someone was born 76 years ago and was then 15 years old when the Beatles came to America in 1964, they would listen to a lot of 60s music, which I admittedly do. Actually, that seems like a pretty likely explanation. Maybe it was obvious from the start. You can just disregard the last 30 or so seconds. Oh, it's an eyeball. Hold on, what does this mean? So apparently your club describes the mood of music you listen to, and I belong to the Cosmic Stereo Club, which is the club for weird people who listen to a whole smattering of moods. I'm also a curator, which means I make a lot of playlists. This is a cool feature. It reminds me of a couple years ago when they gave you these trading cards to describe your listening habits. I think I was like the Alchemist. So let's get to the good stuff. My most played album this year was Ill Times by Gum and Ambrose Kenny Smith, which makes sense. I didn't pay much attention to this album when it came out, but when the deluxe edition released, it had this song called Telescope I really liked, and that prompted me to go back and listen to the whole album over and over again. Whether this is actually considered rock music is probably debatable. If you decide to check it out, just know that it is largely catchy, happy music. As for High Visceral, I think it's safe to say this is one of the defining albums of the psych rock genre. It's weird and different, but it also leans on these explosive guitar riffs that I think a rock fan could easily appreciate. I mean, listen to this. High Visceral Part 2 is largely the same, but weirder. It has more strings, more saxophones, and generally elicits more extreme emotions, like this mid-song break. It kinda sounds like a panic attack in song form, which I do not encourage attempting to do so you can write your own cool song. No, stop it. Next up is Metro by the Blue Stones. These guys are on the same side of the world as the Black Keys, Black Rebel Motorcycle Club, and also Dorothy, so if you like modern blues, you know what you're getting into. The album tells a loose story of being on the subway and hearing the voice on the overhead speaker make progressively more philosophical comments about you and your destination. Run immediately. It's a fun concept and really adds to the atmosphere. Also, the album art is so cool and fits the sound so well. I mean, look at how the upside down stairs are perfectly flush with this bottom red column. And finally, Franzoli and number 5. I won't say this album is as good as High Visceral 1 or High Visceral 2, but it's pretty unique in the discography. A lot of the songs have these really absurd intros, and I would describe the general mood of the album as wacky and whimsical. But then you get parts like... My top songs are a lot less interesting just because they're all by the one band that I've already spent so long talking about, but we'll go over it anyway. March On for Pax Romana and Another Reincarnation are both really punchy and very much an assault on the senses. Dilemma Us from Evil is my favorite song out of these 5 just because of its cool factor. Honestly, I'm a little surprised these last 2 are up here, but they're both still very good songs. And finally, my top artists. I should mention the other apps have cited King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard as my top artists, but Spotify doesn't recognize them as a thing anymore because they removed their music from the platform in July, and it was a whole thing. But as far as what's shown here, this all looks pretty par for the course. The only outlier I can see here is 9 Inch Nails. I'm not usually big on industrial rock, but I had a couple friends who were into these guys, and I ended up listening to them a lot over the summer. And I think that's it for my Wrapped. Before we end the video, I wanted to talk about 2025 as a year. As usual, there was no great rock revolution that changed the world or anything, but I would say there were several notable releases, and a few that really seemed to hit it off with a lot of people. The Black Keys released their 13th album, which was No Rain, No Flowers, on August 19th, and it got mostly positive reception. It was at the very least better received than their last album, Ohio Players, which was kind of a disaster, but one that I will still defend as an ultimately underrated project. On September 1st, Florence Road released their first EP, and as of right now, they're sitting at 800,000 monthly listeners, so I guess they're doing something right. Military Gun released God Save the Gun on October 17th, and their new song Bad Idea appeared on the 2025 Editor's Picks playlist on Spotify, and it wasn't a playlist specifically for rock either. Fun fact, King Gizzard was also on this playlist for a short time too, before, Hey, we got another October 17th release. And after that, Brandy Carlisle released... I said we got another October 17th release. Oh, what? Nope, nothing else that I know of. What are you talking about? You've had this one on repeat all week. Well, no, stop it. This is a misunderstanding. That's not a Tame Impala album. I mean, who's Tame Impala? Deadbeat topped 6 Billboard charts in the 3 months since its release, including ones in indie, dance, and electronic. You've streamed the album 21 times. Whoa, hey, how did you log into My Stats FM? You set every password you had to Paper Mache Dream Balloon. And then Geese released Getting Killed on September 26th, and almost every song on the album has more than 2 million streams. So no, we didn't get the next Nirvana, but I'm pretty happy both with what blew up and what I found on my own time. Insert outro here. Hi guys, thanks for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to support me by...
Christmas is a time for giving. Do not expect anything in return. Do not ask for material goods.
Well, liking a video isn't technically a material good. Be sure to like and subscribe.